Time. No, the other time. Thank you. Much better. Time. For some, time is a wheel, an infinite repetition of what came before and what is yet to come, looping endlessly over and over. For others, time is an arrow, pressing faithfully forward. We began Loki on February the 10th, 2020, at 8 o'clock in the morning, and wrapped production 299 days later. Approximately 7,176 hours, or 430,560 minutes, working and breathing and dreaming with the show. Take that number and whittle it down with many clever edits, and you get 6 episodes, totaling 280 minutes and 17 seconds of programming. Now, whittle the experience down even further, and you get this 1 hour, give and take, documentary. A comparatively brief time capsule. A remembrance of things past. Given the constraints, we shouldn't waste a single second. The passage of time may be constant, but the sensation of time is not. An hour on the beach, basking in the briny glow of utter freedom, feels very different from an hour-long session in a dentist's chair. And yet, a minute is a minute is a minute. We move forward 1 minute at a time, 1 moment at a time, whether we want to or not. And for that, we can thank our tireless friends at the Time Variance Authority. Some of the architecture, some of the design is circular. I suppose it's the idea of like how we think of time. Time does exist in circles. Clocks and watches are circular. We talk of the years and the seasons. We speak of seasonal cycles, and we think of time as a kind of, it's something that rolls along. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Loki is by far his own worst enemy. In the 11 years of playing him, over 6 films, spanning 13 hours and 50 minutes, he's fought his brother and his father, frost giants and elves, Avengers and Titans. But I can say with complete certainty that Loki's biggest battle has always been within himself. Until now. People in love often speak of time stopping when they first catch that jolting glance of their paramours, as if our brain, perhaps even the universe, is telling us, your life is forever changed. Sear this moment into your memory. So much is forgotten and discarded every day. The password, an acquaintance's name. Our inability to control what stays and what goes is a constant reminder of the fallibility of the human mind. Objects in the rear view are often much smaller than they appear, and they get smaller and smaller each day. But as we march forever onward, we will inevitably arrive at one of those defining moments where clarity arrives, followed quickly by more uncertainty. What we do in this moment can often define our lives in ways we never dreamed of.
What is it?
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It also happens to be the end of time. In the final episode of Loki, after jumping from New York to the Gobi Desert to the TVA, to a Renaissance fair, to Pompeii, to Roxgart, to... you get the idea, long, strange trip and all that jazz. After all the space-time shenanigans, our heroes arrive at their destination. The end of the road trip, where you get out of the car, stretch your legs, and continue on, barely pausing to reflect on the journey behind you. It's a refreshing change to go into the final act of a story, where Loki is neither leading an alien horde into battle, nor knifing a loved one in the back. The potential of a multiverse is literally infinite. We can already look at our singular universe with awe. One decision begets another and another. We like to say that the possibilities are endless. But in a singular timeline, that is simply not the case. Each falling grain of sand in an hourglass changes how every other grain will fall. We're both masters of our own destiny and victims of circumstance. There's simply no knowing how things will turn out until they happen. As William Shakespeare wrote in The Two Gentlemen of Verona, "It ain't over till it's over." Maybe that was Lenny Kravitz. Anyway, the future of Loki is still unwritten, as it is with us all.